We need you back to watch and walk in those halls a little more often these days. That's scary. It really is. Did you know that Corky almost became a veterinarian? True story. But lucky for us, he was a bit more into the extracurricular activities than his studies. After graduation, he took a different route and started working full-time at his father, Harold's tire store. Harold's with us here tonight. Harold, great for you guys to be here. Of course, his company was Coker Tire Company. In fact, his father handed him the antique tire side of the business, which was only about 5% of the company at that time. Well, cut to the present day, now it's nearly 100% of Coker Tire's earnings. It can be said that Corky truly has grown up in the tire business, and he believes that expanding Coker Tire worked by shaking hands and convincing people there's a market out there. And if you ever met, hung out, or just observed Corky like I have, you know there's no denying that he is an energetic, convincing guy. Corky says his grandfather, Pop Coker, gave him wisdom, while his father gave him a business opportunity and a love for cars. And these two men helped Corky grow into the industry leader, charitable person, and enthusiast he is today. Coker Tire currently ships tires throughout the U.S. and to 32 other countries. In addition to growing Coker's antique tire segment, Corky developed a division that sells accessories and automotive collectibles and memorabilia. And 10 years ago, he acquired Honest Charlie's, one of America's first speed shops. And while building his own business, Corky also played a role in growing the specialty aftermarket industry through his work with SEMA. He was one of the original founders of ARMO, Automotive Restoration Market Association, has served numerous terms on the SEMA Board of Directors, and was the association's chairman in 2003. He also helped establish the SEMA Political Action Committee. Thank God he did that. ARMO named Coker Tire as its manufacturer of the year in 1997, and inducted Corky into its Hall of Fame a year later. Corky believes that if you can influence others, everyone will grow together. And that's why while serving on SEMA committees and task forces, he led the way to help create new business opportunities for members. And his volunteer efforts continue outside of the automotive industry as well, through his work with the Boy Scouts of America and his local Chamber of Commerce. The guy who lugged bay bales on his grandfather's farm and cleaned the white walls at his father's tire shop has managed to make and take every life lesson and opportunity, combine them into his favorite saying, "A rising tide floats all ships." He calls challenges opportunities and previous inductees heroes. Ladies and gentlemen, would you join me in welcoming to the stage our final inductee into the Hall of Fame for 2008, Mr. Corky Coker.
Well, it is kind of winding up here, Barry. This is pretty awesome. It's pretty amazing too because you know, the last time I was with Barry with all the lights, etc., we were at the Kodak Theater, and he put on a pretty good party. I'll tell you, I'm blessed. I'm tremendously blessed, and I'm thankful too for the opportunities that have been bestowed upon me. You know, I just must tell you that not only am I blessed, but just by grace do I go. Only by grace am I able to move forward in this world. I have a grandmother that prayed for me every day, and some of you might have read that out there. And she prayed for me every day, and she let me know that, and I felt those prayers. You know, a number of years ago, she left this world and went to be with the Lord. You know, and somebody said, "Well, what are you going to do now? You know, your grandmother's not praying for you." Well, I said, "It's better. She's whispering in his ear." You know, I've got a wonderful pair of parents. You know, my father was the founder of Coker Tire Company in 1958, and my mom and dad have prayed for me every day. And for those of you that have ever had somebody pray for you, you just feel those prayers. And My mom and dad are here. If y'all would you just recognize Harold Whitfield? About life and about, how to sell tires. And I remember when I was a kid, he saw me carrying two 670-15s or something back in the warehouse, and he said, "Son, I'm going to knock the snot out of you. Those things are round. You're supposed to roll them." We rolled them, and now we roll about 2 tractor trailer loads a day by FedEx, and we're really blessed. I have to tell you that I don't feel that I'm justified or in the right. I don't deserve this honor. I really don't. Whether it sounds like it because of my energy or not, I am a humble guy. I try to be. My mom says, "You're going to go to Humble 101 if you don't straighten up." She said that all the time, and I think some of that took, and I can tell you that there are some really strong icons of this industry in the Hall of Fame. And when Chris Kirsten called me, I really did say to my wife, we were in Tasmania doing a rally down the Target, Tasmania, and I said, "Well, honey, they're going to induct me into the Hall of Fame. I can die now." "No, but I must tell you that one person was asking Teresa, how was it living with him, and as he was growing up. As growing up the business and such. And she said, "Well, he was gone all the time. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame. He was traveling, he was doing business, and that sort of thing." So, thank you, Teresa. I love you. Thank you for the opportunity that you give me. And my 2 kids, Lenny Jenkins, no. He bet me that I wouldn't thank somebody that's doesn't mean anything. Lenny Jenkins, and the string out of my lip. Casey, for allowing me to do what I do, and I love you, and I just thank you for that. I don't feel like I'm the right guy to be in the Hall of Fame because they're icons, they're thoroughbreds, they've created this industry. I'm just so thankful. I'm overwhelmed. It's kind of like our car museum. My dad and I together have 100 or so cars, and he has some really amazing cars, Thomas Flyers and Losiers and Wintons and Cadillacs and Packards, and in our museum they're just really shiny, and they're icons, thoroughbreds, and they're high powered, and it just means so much. One of the most important cars there is a little Model A that my grandfather built with his hands. It was said of my grandfather, Pop Coker, that he could make a Model A run better by leaning up against it. But this little Model A is just a little old country plain Jane car that was put together with baling wire, but it runs good. Probably gets about 20 miles to the gallon, and he brush painted it for me. You would have thought I would have given him $1 million for saying, "Pop, would you put this car together?" Well, let me tell you something. That car's in my museum, and I'm that car with all those thoroughbreds, and it's a proud place. I have so many people to thank that I know I'm going to miss some. First of all, I do thank, my Lord in heaven for, giving me the talents and abilities and success. Thank you for all those wonderful people, many of you who buy white laws. How many of you need them tonight? Honey, make a note. I have a wonderful staff. some wonderful people. Kevin and Buffy are here, and Gary and Janet are here, and Amy and Joe. And let me just tell you, the second inductee into the SEMA Hall of Fame was Charlie Card, and his granddaughter, Amy Lombardo, is here. And I thank you for being here. Some really wonderful friends at SEMA that have helped me and encouraged me and been wonderful partners. My amigo Chris, did y'all notice that he said y'all about 6 or 7 times? I've had influence on that Yankee boy. He said y'all 6 or 7 times. For Wade and Jim and Russ and Mitch. Mitch, thanks for all you've done, and for Joel and Bob and all the SEMA staff. Nobody ever thanks the SEMA staff for what they do. Very few people do it. Thank you. We have so many things to be thankful for in this industry. We're in a little tough time, as Chris mentioned, right now with the economy. The national pundits are saying that, our economy's sagging. A lot of people are talking about how business is down, but we're a family. This industry is a family. And I think I coined the phrase to the councils that, hey, your first name might be Pro, or your first name might be HRIA or ARMO, but your last name is SEMA. So folks, let's start acting like a family, and let's work together to solve our problems and build this industry, because we all have passion. We love what we do. Thank you for this honor, SEMA. Thank you for the opportunity to enjoy what I do and the love that we share with each other. I love this industry, and I love you. Thank you. God bless America.